I've always had a weird relationship with Team Fortress 2. At the time of writing this, I should have around 381 hours in this game. Hopefully by the time I finish writing this, the fucking title of the video should be accurate. Or not, I don't know. I'll just say I have 400 hours for the sake of the video's title because, fuck you, this is my video. So yeah, I have 400 hours in this game, and here are my thoughts on this damn game. Damn, this is a horrible intro. Part 1. How the hell did I get into this? To give some context, despite how relatively little my time has been with this game, the first time I played could be traced back to 2019. I was a 15-year-old boy, my Steam account was pretty new, and all I had were games like Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Mania, and other shit I admittedly can't remember. But the thing to note was that my laptop was a certified piece of shit. So, it couldn't run shit. But I decided to put TF2 in the mix because 2007 game means it can probably run. Oh, you ignorant child. Anyway, it helped that I knew what the game was due to countless memes and content creators. So, I downloaded the game, picked Scout, realized I didn't know what I was doing, and played Heavy because Heavy, you use gun, and you shoot with gun. Yeah. And needless to say, I was hooked. Part 2. I'm in love. It was unlike anything I played before. Now, granted, my only experience with FPS games during the time was COD Modern Warfare. But at the time, Wasadda was nothing but a concept. But damn was this amazing. The thing about Team Fortress 2 was just how varied every class was. It's a game that has always catered to how you approach and played any game really. You like to stay in the backlines to support your team, play medic or engineer. You like to get close and flank, play soldier and scout. You like being a piece of shit, play pyro. I like being a piece of shit. That's why I fucking main him. There's just so much variety to every class in just how you play them. A flog pyro plays differently from a combo pyro. A demo knight plays differently from a demo man. A hoovy plays differently from a heavy, I think. TF2 isn't a game with like a billion different characters to play with because it doesn't have to be. TF2 is a game that screams variety in its nature. There is never one way to approach a game. There's never one way to play each class. It is this variety that makes TF2, and what makes each match feel dynamic. Every little thing you're doing, no matter how impactful or insignificant, it just feels amazing to pull off. Besides, Team Fortress 2 has also spawned some of my most memorable gaming moments. It was one of the few games that gave this sense of rush that I don't get often. This is why there are staple things, such as the pressure of a pump push or the rush of an Uber charge. Each moment feels memorable and it's not just the game that feels memorable. It's not just like winning or like getting kills that makes this game for me. I know friendlies tend to have a bad reputation, but weirdly enough, I genuinely love them. I always like seeing them around doing whatever shenanigans they do. They're sort of just a reminder that you're playing with people. In other multiplayer games I have played, admittedly I never really felt that human connection. To me at least, people only came to these games for one reason and one reason only, to win and fuck off. Fighting someone in a multiplayer game doesn't feel like you're fighting a person, but a husk of a person. Friendlies in some weird way or another are a weird reminder of this. A reminder that this isn't just a game where there are winners and losers. This is a game where the only goal is to have fun, to not take everything seriously. I haven't even gotten into things such as the map design and the low skill floor and high skill ceiling design of this game. And not to mention the community. So many good videos such as the How It Feels series, Team Fabulous 2, Heavy is Dead, so on and so forth. This game is genius. Part 3. This game ain't perfect. So the reason why I have so little time with this game despite my love for it is because you can probably guess why I had to eventually stop playing the game so long ago. I still remember games where I was sniped by these bots and spawn camped by these motherfuckers. This problem lasted for 8 years. Valve didn't want to bother touching it at all. The fact that they didn't fix that problem for that long is beyond inexcusable. And yeah, they did eventually fix it, but I don't know, man. I mean, it shouldn't have happened in the first place. Now, I could talk about many different issues with this game. The cosmetics that deteriorate the art style, and at worst, make the game even harder to play. The Steam chart numbers, which aren't even close to accurate. Shitty balancing. The map pool being so bloated that it breaks the matchmaking. Actually, yeah, let's talk about the matchmaking. Casual on the surface level is alright. Like, it does the job of getting you into the game, but once you look at it much more closely, you start to realize how problematic it is. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that this fucking matchmaking system is responsible for quite literally 80 to 90% of my problems with this game. For instance, while I did praise how dynamic the game can be, this can be a rarity at times. Most games are either stomped or be stomped. This happens because the skill gap between each team is just absurdly large. You're straight up just outgunned and outmanned or fucking both. Not to mention the game drops you off in the middle or even the end of fucking matches, and most importantly, you're likely to spend most of your time waiting than actually playing a good match. Valve, I'll make you a deal. Personally, I've never spent any money on this game. So, if you fix the matchmaking, maybe I'll buy my first hat. It's fucking dookie. It sucks. And I hate it. Why in the fuck would you have a matchmaking system in a game where in one game you're pub stomping and sweating as soldier, and in the next you're a fucking hoovy doing ERP with your slut of a medic girlfriend? So as I said, I did stop playing the game eventually. I did continue to watch content creators I loved, such as, Funk, Lazy Purple, Soundsmith, Big Joey, etc. But even then, I stopped watching them. I continued to play other games, of course, I play other games, that's just normal. However, I always continued to love TF2. I still remember showing support for the Fix TF2 movement, and I still put it up there as one of my favorite games. However, I have kind of just moved on. Part 4. Coming back. It's January 2026, and I suddenly had the urge to play TF2. There isn't any specific reason as to why. Like, I just had the urge. It's either because the bot crisis was mostly gone by this time, or maybe I just felt nostalgic. Who knows? What's important is that I simply just started playing the game again. It was honestly just as fun as I remembered. Everything I loved about this game was still there. Now, my experience coming back wasn't really perfect. I mean, casual and all of its problems were still there, and not to mention, TF2 was kind of just the husk of its former self. There was also this air of stagnation and overall nothing much happening with the game, as expected for a game that hasn't been updated in Jesus Christ. Needless to say, TF2 was way past its prime. Heck, it felt a lot more barren than it was in 2019. But there was one thing that I discovered which made me enjoy the game way more. On January 31st, 2026, a mod of Team Fortress 2 had just come out, that mod being Team Fortress 2 Classified. Now, I love this mod and all my experiences with it. However, I'm not here to talk about it. Rather, it made me discover one thing which I kind of been ignoring my whole entire time playing this game.
Medic.
Yeah, yeah, go help me. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I help over. Come on.
Go!
Okay, well,
Yeah, but they have a medic. The last guy close in the corner.
He's jerking off in the red channels of the temple?
Dimwit!
Yeah, you freaking poo head.
I've always known about community servers for a while, and have even played a few non-vanilla ones back in the day. But it has always intimidated me, whether it was due to the UI being confusing for my teen brain, or the simple inaccessibility of them. I was just never ever able to get into them. TF2C, due to them naturally having them by default and also the UI, allowed me to delve into them, alongside the culture surrounding it. Once the player count in TF2C declined, I eventually went to look for more vanilla servers in Team Fortress 2, which is especially hard considering the state of TF2 servers in Asia. But I was eventually able to find a community. But you must be asking, B-Bums, why do you like these servers so much? To put it simply, it just feels really nice when you finally get to play Team Fortress 2 and most of your problems with the game are just gone. Joining during the middle of a match? Well, you still got more matches after this due to the map timer. Unbalanced teams? Fucking scramble them. Auto balance being ass? Well, it's far less ass now. Not to mention the other freedoms you get, such as being able to switch teams or spectate. This isn't even getting into the communities within these. In the months I played on community servers, I've made so many memories within these servers. Remember the thing I said about friendlies? This especially applies to these community servers. There are people in all chat not just talking about the game but also joking around and having fun. I've also formed friendships and relationships within these servers. When I first played TF2, I've always heard the notion that people made friends within this game. At the time, I never completely understood that, but after experiencing all these servers, now I do. Now again, it isn't perfect. Often community servers are only available during specific time intervals, meaning you can't just play whenever. And also, due to the unmoderated nature of these servers,
I said
it does lead
GG
to you
5 times, and
hearing
now I'm
and
banned from playing
seeing
this
the
stupid
most
game for 72
colorful
hours.
things. But honestly, I can look past that since overall, that aside, it still leads to some of the best TF2 you could ever play. Conclusion. Now, this is where I am currently. I love this game. And no matter what happens to it, I'll always love it. Now, whether or not I'll continue to stick to Team Fortress 2, only time can tell. Only time can tell if I'll like this game. Only time can tell whether or not I'll stop playing this game. Either I end in a whimper or a blast. Either I move on or I stay. There are so many things I can potentially do in this time. Maybe I can improve my rocket jumping for once. Maybe I can expand from playing Pyro, Heavy, and Medic. There are all these possibilities, and I just can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see what my future holds with this game. Even if it doesn't turn out the way I want it, but honestly, who knows what will happen. But I am willing to be along for the ride. Besides, I only have 400 hours.